Welcome back. Today we're breaking down how to write a strong introductory paragraph. If you've ever stared at a blank screen not knowing how to start an essay, this lesson is going to make things 10 times easier. By the end, you'll know exactly what goes in an intro and how to build your own with confidence. The introduction is basically your essay's welcome mat. This is where you help your reader get settled in and understand what the essay will be about. A good intro doesn't dump everything at once. It just gives your reader enough information to feel ready for what's coming next. Think of it as guiding someone into a conversation instead of throwing them in the deep end. Every introduction follows a pattern. First, you start with a hook to get attention. Then you give a little background to help the reader understand the topic. Finally, you end with your thesis, which tells the reader your main point and your reasons. When you use these three parts every time, writing becomes way easier because you always know what comes next. A hook is your opening move. Its job isn't to be fancy. It's simply to get your reader interested enough to keep going. Students sometimes get stuck because they think the hook has to be perfect. It doesn't. It just needs to connect to your topic and make your reader curious. Think of it as taking the first step, not running the whole race. One of the easiest hooks to write is a relatable scenario. This is where you help your reader imagine a moment they've experienced before or can picture easily. When someone recognizes the situation, they're more likely to stay engaged. Using our pizza example, imagining the perfect slice instantly puts your reader in the right mindset for the topic. Another simple way to start your intro is with an interesting detail. You don't need research, just something specific that grabs attention. When you mention something like letting the dough rise for 48 hours, the reader immediately thinks, okay, that sounds different. Using small but powerful details makes your writing feel more thoughtful and more convincing. A bold claim is a strong, confident way to start your essay. It works especially well when you already know your opinion on the topic. By starting with a clear statement, you show your reader you know exactly where this essay is headed. And when you say something like, Bernie's is the best in town, your reader naturally wants to know how you're going to prove it. You don't have to stress about which hook to use. Just pick the one that fits your style and makes sense for your topic. Some students like bold claims, others prefer scenarios. What matters most is that your hook connects to your thesis. If your hook grabs attention but doesn't match the essay, it actually makes your writing harder to follow. Right after your hook, you need to ease your reader into the actual topic. This is where the background or the bridge comes in. Its job is to connect your attention getter to your main idea. Without this bridge, your intro jumps around and feels disconnected. The background is what makes your intro flow smoothly, instead of feeling like three separate pieces. Here's how a background works in action. Notice that the sentence doesn't give away all the details, but it explains why the topic matters and prepares the reader for the thesis. This is exactly the kind of transition sentence that keeps your writing clear and helps your reader follow your thinking. A lot of students skip the background and jump straight from the hook to the thesis, and that's when the intro feels choppy. The background makes everything flow. It shows the topic clearly, explains why the topic matters, and helps your reader understand where the essay is headed. Think of it as the calm moment before you make your big point. The thesis is the most important sentence in the entire essay. It tells your reader exactly what your main point is and what reasons you'll be explaining in your body paragraphs. If you've ever written an essay and felt lost halfway through, it's usually because the thesis wasn't clear, or you didn't organize first before writing. Embrace the power of a graphic organizer during the brain dump stage. A strong thesis makes the rest of your essay easier to write because it becomes your roadmap. We use a simple structure to build a thesis. Start with the topic, add your claim, then include the 2 or 3 reasons you'll explain later. In our pizza example, the topic is Bernie's Pizza, The claim is that it's the best in town and the reasons are fresh, ingredients, the wood-fired oven, and their unique toppings. This gives your essay direction from the very beginning. This thesis works because it's clear, specific, and organized. The reader knows exactly what the essay will be about. They also know the order the information will be presented. This is the kind of thesis that makes your writing stronger and helps you stay focused as you write each paragraph. Now that you've seen each part separately, it's important to understand how they work together. The hook pulls your reader in, the background guides them toward the main idea, and the thesis shows exactly where the essay is going. When all three pieces fit together, your introduction becomes clear, smooth, and powerful. Now that you've seen each part separately, it's important to understand how they work together. The hook pulls your reader in, the background guides them toward the main idea, and the thesis shows exactly where the essay is going. When all three pieces fit together, your introduction becomes clear, smooth, and powerful. Here's a full example to show how all the parts connect. Notice that each sentence has a job, the hook creates interest, the background prepares the reader, and the thesis explains the main point and the reasons. When you follow this structure, your intro stays focused and effective. Let's do a quick check-in. Look at the options and decide which one is the background sentence. You should be looking for the sentence that connects an attention getter to the main idea. That's your bridge. Finding this part helps you learn how to write your own smoother introductions. Now, it's your turn. Choose a simple topic and build your own three-part introduction. Start with a hook, follow with a background sentence, and end with a clear thesis. Pause the video if you need time. This practice helps you turn the structure into a skill you can use in any essay. Great work today! You now know exactly how to build an introductory paragraph that is clear, organized, and strong. In the next module, we'll take your first thesis reason and turn it into a full-body paragraph step by step. You're on your way to writing essays with confidence.